Alright, welcome back to this. We are doing the Petrichor world quest. One of my favorite quests, actually. We ran out of time in the last video. I wouldn't even say we're halfway through it. We're partly. Not even really partly.
Not bad. It's all yours.
Go! So I'm looking for books and stuff. So at the end of the last video, I was talking about how I adored Linny. He's one of my favorite characters. Alright, let's see. They all make the same noises.
Frost is coming! Hey!
Get to work. Line, he's Papa. Get him.
Commencing cleanup! Frost is coming! Get in gear!
Oh my god.
Frost is coming! Hair! Frost is coming!
I like how when he puts on his diving helmet, his voice gets deeper.
Get in gear! Hair! Get in gear!
Back on up out the way. Yeah, like I said, this is one of my favorite quests.
Is this an answer from this world?
But it will require you to follow it very, very carefully. Where'd you go? Get me. So I need to collect all these books first. You can talk to Osse as you go. Tell us about your relationship to this castle. You've guessed it already, I reckon. In the past, when I could still change my form freely, he and I, and many of our companions dwelled here. In those days, a new nation had just been born, and as far as we were concerned, the possibilities were yet endless. Here, we organized the classics, researching music theory and magic in hopes that we might tame this perilous power and use it to open up a brighter age. But these possibilities will quickly become lost to us, and I alone remained. I'll say. It's fine. These things happened a long time ago. This place looks like a library. Well, more of an archive, but your description isn't far off either. Ancient theatrical scripts, music scores, and all the stories of things that have not yet happened, all of them were penned down and stored here. Someone once believed that if all the possibilities in every story were exhausted, the secrets of fate would be unveiled. But the truth was not as complicated as he believed. Each person's fate is charted by their wishes, and the possibilities are not so great a number in the first place. Perhaps he too understood that in the end. The way he's just staring at him. Pet you. Pet him. Well, I don't mind if this once in a while. Leave him be. If you do it more than once, he gets it. Oh, I like how that backs me out. Look at that. It pushed me over the edge. How dare you? Yeah, that area. We get to go there, by the way. That's the end of the... Spoilers. That's the end of this quest. This music reminds me of, like, Final Fantasy XII. Which was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played.
There's a lot of treasure here.
Which is why it's my favorite. Fight me! Fight me! Hold on a minute, though. Un momento. You cannot do this! I'm going to die.
Remedy!
Oh! It missed him. Thank God. I would not have been able to avoid that. That would have been so stupid. Oh, Jesus Christ. Not my precious boy, how dare you. Oh my God. power of fire and ice compels you. What? Are there still more? You really want to try that?
Keep lolling. He's Papa. Get him.
Fire!
Hey! Getting here! Chain reckoning! Frost is coming! Hey! Frost is coming!
Fulfill our pact.
Hey! Frost is coming!
Having a little dance here.
Show no mercy. You two. Time to end them.
Getting here! Hold on! Frost is coming! Getting here! Hey! Frost is coming! Getting here! Frost is coming!
Frickin'.
Hey! Frost is coming!
Come on, Kremlin. Frickin' shit. I like that reappearing and disappearing thing he does.
If there's any scrap metal or parts you don't want, I'll take them.
I know I said it in my last video and I like to make that joke, but I try not to because some people might get offended. Well, it's not really offended, it's just... When it comes to this game and characters, people get too worked up and bent out of shape over fucking characters that are fictional and are not real. Like, they always say, oh, it's a child! Oh, you're a file if you like them. It's like, he's literally a hired assassin. He's literally 21 years old. Please fuck off.
I'll always have a home to return to.
I know. Miranda. He's a hired assassin. He's 21 years old. Stop this. If the lowest I would put him is 19, and that's still legal aged. People need to calm down. Through these methods, the quality can be pierced, endowed with the form of its substance. Similar to Remus's ancient authority, stripped away, placed within blank. This way, it is possible to recreate once more the perfect harmonious symphony that belonged only to humanity that played before their utter downfall. No more gods. Only man can rule over men. Substance and property are not important. Quality is what determines the essence of things. The object that plays the music, it could be the strings of a harp or sword or even as long as it is an object bestowed with meaning in anything. This sword, forged from the bones of blank to honor the memory of the noble Egeria, had Phobos' collapse not caused her music to sink into the sea of pandemonium we could have together. For a moment of madness he betrayed us all. The false god's will was like a weed floating upon the water, unable to rival that of humans. But that matters not now. In the end, humans alone shall be saved. If only. That's something I say all the time. If only. I like Fremine a lot. He is one of my favorite characters. I adore this fucking character. What was that shiny up there? Did you see that? That was fucking weird. I don't know. I try not to make jokes about characters in this game because people get upset. Because I keep bringing it up, I might as well just say what I'm saying. Basically, where he's like, if there's any scraps or pieces of metal you don't want, I'll take them. And I always want to make the joke of, you can take me, but you can't do that. It's a joke, but I know people will get offended over it. Woo!
If there's any scrap metal or parts you don't want, I'll take them.
Oh, Fremine. No. What I literally just say. Oh god. He's like, hold on, let me repeat the line. He is an adult character, okay? I know he looks like a little kid to probably to some people, but to me, the youngest he looks to me, to be honest with you, is 19. He does not look any younger than that. But he's actually 21. Because like I said, he's adopted by the knave, who's a harbinger, and she has like an orphanage where she takes kids off the streets, she gives them a home, and she teaches them how to be like trained assassins, where they literally go out and like kill people and stuff. And in order to receive quests or missions like that, you have to be of age. Like, she's not the type of person who makes children do that. And because he's a hired assassin, that means he's older than the other kids in the hearth. Same thing with Lenny and Lynette. Like, he's not a child.
Sort the items
Like, if
by
you know the
type
damn
and
lore of the
store them
game,
for future
he
use.
has to be older to even accept those abilities, like, to accept missions like that. Like, he has to be of age to be able to accept dangerous missions. And I think the age cap is 21. Because that's how old Lenny and Lynette are. Lenny and Lynette are actually blood related, they're twins, but Fremine, he's just like their adopted brother, because they're like orphans who live in the same place together, basically. Alas, we found no more the Remorian treasures other than the blank. Nothing but a dozen ancient bric-a-brac from storehouses. That sounded like a ridiculous line. If what the Golden Hunter said was true, then the blank we initially sought has long since sunk to the bottom of the sea, alongside the Capitolium. Most of the relics here are from the Golden Troop, not... Regardless, we have not the time to retrieve the relics now. Our current priority is to seal this place. I marked the location of the relics on the map. Perhaps someday. Found a few of them already. Yeah, I think there's another book at the top of this. I don't know, there's people that get upset over stuff, you know what I mean? Like, all of these characters, they're fictional, they're not real. I guess there's some people that are mad at this guy. There's this guy online. I'm not going to say his name because I don't care for drama. And it's not like I know him anyway. But apparently he, like, simps for Nahida. She's supposed to be she's the Dendro Archon. Nahida is supposed to be 500 years old, but she looks like a little girl to some people. I don't have her in this account. What am I doing? I have her in my main account. I don't have her here. Let me show you. This is Nahida. This is the Dendro Archon, the Dendro God. She looks like a child, but she is 500 years old. She's 500 years old. But that guy simps for her, I guess, and has made quote-unquote questionable art of her. And there's people that are upset about it. I mean, I guess I can understand why. She does look like she's 8, but she's also not real. I don't know, man. I do think it's preying on a child in real life is wrong. I really do. But, she's a fictional character, man. She's not a real girl. It's just somebody liking a piece of art, but I don't know. You have to be careful with that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
I'll take them.
Did I not get it? Okay. Because, like, in real life, I think that's fucking disgusting. I think that's sick to prey on a child like that. Like, to see a child in that way, that's sick. That's absolutely sick. That's sick. But, you know, that's all I'll say about it, okay? Woo! How many did I need? Wasn't there... Because we needed to put them together. I think there was 4. I think there was more than one. Score 1, score 2. That might be it. I think it was just one piece across.
It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works.
Uh-huh. But
people... They're much more difficult.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm missing 2 pieces still. But don't I have them? Seems like the sheet means it looks like there are several pieces missing. Combine them. Yeah, that's what because I didn't check it first. I did it out of order. Guess the score's been pieced together. Still blank. Yeah, the symphony part that's coming up next is kind of fun. I remember in my main account, because this is one of my favorite world quests, in my main account I did the score with Hazo. It's something you can't solve, clue me in.
I'm on the case.
Good. I would make a joke and say, well, there's something else you could be on. He's a detective from Inazuma. He is also not a child. If I remember correctly, I think he's like 28. 24. I like Hazel a lot too. He's one of my favorites. In my main account, my main Lumion account, he's maxed the fuck out. He punches like a fucking truck. Like, I went above and beyond to make him my strongest character. He's actually the leader in my team. In my main Lumion account, it's like, him, Kanich, and Skara are like permanently in my team. I never take them out. And the only other person I sometimes throw in is like Kazuha. But in my current team as of right now, I think it's Hazo, Kanich, Raron, and Skara. Need this. This is one of my favorite world quests, though. I really like this quest. This next part is fun. So you see this here? This is supposed to light up, and there's a portal that opens up that takes you to the Bygone Seas. Well, now that we obtained the blank score, let's try inserting it into this device and begin playing. Pet him. Pet him. Well, I don't mind if you do this once in a while. You get to name him. I think you get to name him at the end of this quest because I like how it pushes me back every time. He's, the spirit that's possessing the cat is not the cat, if that makes any sense. Once you complete this world quest, he goes back to being a normal cat. This next part is fun, though. See, there's that portal. Not only do we have the same hardy skin, but in our veins flows the same divine essence. We share the same wisdom and melody, the same will. Whoa, someone's coming out of the mural. It has been too long, dear friend. How many years since that day? 500? Thousands? Still, time matters not to us at all. You may be in this small body now, but I recognized you in an instant. Well, are you tired of battle and have decided to take up a rat catching as a new hobby? It's you. And what is he exactly? A monster? A ghost? Or could he be the real Dark Lord? No. So, if you understand this quest, when he says hardy skin, like, they're actually statues that were given life. Like, this story quest is one of my favorites. You really have to follow it along to understand what the hell's happening. What's going on right now will be explained at the end. Well, once I get into the Bygone Seas. Dark Lord, barbarians remain barbarians, I see, ignorant even of their own ignorance. Boethia Memoria, am I? Foremost harmless of Phobos, you need not introduce yourselves. I have no interest in the title list peddled by primitives. You know this rude fellow, Osse? I do not deny it, but... Need you be so former, Castleor? Do our years of service under our Sebastus, our God King, matter little to you? That's his real name. The past is past. I do not know how you, whose soul has long been shattered, have manifested. But it seems that the chaotic symphony is your doing, and none other. Cease, return the souls of those who live in the present, and go back to the shadow beneath the deep waters, to where you belong. This is my final warning to you. Oh? And what then? Will you continue wearing your mask of hypocrisy, traitor? Will you shut your eyes and ears for another millennium? But you have noticed, haven't you, why my melody would break its bonds at this time and affect the present? Why my strength has given me the might to open the gate to the deep waters, allowing me to manifest? The power of the sea surges, Cassiodor. The return of Phobos is imminent. Phobos. Yes, indeed. Over these thousands of years, I have already bound my soul to the shattered Phobos. The omniscient enigma, the great power, is about to finally descend once again. And is this not the wish that we once failed to accomplish? To repeat the past is to give the ancient tragedy an encore, nor have I ever wanted to sacrifice innocent lives. Is that so? Well, not that it matters, Cassiodor. The world you have defended is coming apart at the seams. The people of bygone times you see before you shall return to their rightful places. Fontaine's existence is a mistake, one we shall correct. When the oceans swallow it, Remuria shall rise above the sea once again, and its light shall shine over the land. How can you call it a mistake? You are the mistaken one. We should have assimilated into this new nation thousands of years ago, that fucking word. But if it was you who warped them into puppets of ancient hate. Whether that Phobos matter is true or false, as long as my will has not dissipated, your schemes will not succeed. Do you mean to say, then, that we should abandon our honor as Remurians and degenerate into mere based insects? How could I ever allow my kin to return to those bags of decaying flesh and become slaves to Fate Fortuna once more? It seems that the millennia have not led you to accept Memoria's downfall. If anything, you have grown more obstinate still. Perhaps it is our stubbornness alone that we are quite similar. I thought that the long years would have rendered you willing to once more stand by our side. You betrayed the tribe that birthed you, and you betrayed Remuria. You may have become the Golden Hunter, but you cannot remove the brand of the Sebestus that marks you still. You will always be a Remurian. Remurians have long ceased to exist. Save in your delusions, the world of old has passed away. Of course, Machio. Or so it was meant to be. But now, the border between past and present has faded. If you insist on becoming the enemy of our ancient realm and sealing me once more in a cage buried beneath the waves, then those Fontainians you wish to protect, yes, all the Petrichor shall be buried as one. Huh? No way, we won't let that happen. That is not up to you, insolent savage. When that time comes, your lowly flesh will be rendered as dust, but your soul shall join with ours and take the next step of evolution. We shall bestow upon you eternal, resilient bodies, that you may never again suffer mortal pain. Should you have words of gratitude, I would hear them. Why, thank you very much. You've got to be kidding me. He's basically talking about taking their souls and putting them inside of statues. That's why he's like, you'll never rot or feel pain, because you'll be a stone. Marble. I need a drink every once in a while. Reading, it's tiring. That's not something we'd be thankful for at all. Just like those puppets who danced as you performed. Those pitiable slaves and servants. Those poor children. Everything was stripped from them. And you still speak with such conviction? All things have their price. Narrow personal opinions are but refused to be discarded by a higher class of beings such as I. Besides, as I see it, they are the ideal form of humanity, adhering unerringly to perfect order. You're absolutely nuts. And despicable, too. Despicable? And what would you call what Cassiodor did to us thousands of years ago, then? By comparison, this is nothing. Turns into, like, full swagger. But patience. We should have a good long talk, but not here, no. We shall speak beneath the deep waters, in the deepest bowels of our ancient realm where everything began. The realm awakens, Cassiodor. You are the sole survivor of our fallen realm, the sole Remurian left with free will, and you have left us for far too long. You must return to us, and listen to the lamentation of anger of the long years. Perhaps then you shall be more receptive to my symphony, and to the arrangement of Phobos. I will await you in the royal city of Remuria. in Dominus Aria, where the Sebastus piled his melody. I will, of course, extend the appropriate hospitality to those souls from the present before your arrival. Should you still remain resolute when the time comes, their souls will naturally receive their release. And as for you, you are not part of Phobos's plan. And yet, the great symphony shall in no wise cast out any audience. Do enjoy the passing prelude I have prepared for you. If fortune proves favorable, we shall meet again. Don't have to fight a bunch of them? Yep. I believe I spoke too soon. I knew he was gonna do that. Yeah, in all seriousness though, I really don't like speaking about stuff like that. I just don't like talking about stuff like that on my channel. It's just sometimes when I make comments towards the characters, people get offended. Like, there's a child! No, it's not. It's like, it's frustrating because there's people online trying to go around saying that Kenichi is 11 years old. For your fucking information, Kenichi is 24. Fucking stop. Jesus Christ. Like, if that's what 11-year-olds look like, then what the fuck? Like, they don't even know the lore on the characters. Like, the people who are saying that stuff are the people who don't play this game. Like, there are people that don't fucking play it. You know, they don't play it, they don't play the lore, they just talk out of their asses.
Get to work!
That's like me, like, I've played the Legend of Zelda series before, but that's like me never playing it, seeing Link for the first time and being like, oh, he's 12. No, he isn't. And well, it depends on what game. I believe in Twilight Sword, Twilight Princess, he was 17.
Suffer the wrath of Eastling!
I think he was, right? Because Princess Zelda was like 2 years older than him, and I believe Zelda was 20, so he was 2 years younger than her. So I think in Twilight Princess, I believe he had to have been like 18 years old because he was 2 years younger than Zelda, and Zelda at the time in the story was 20. So he's like 2 years younger than her.
Getting you.
So in Twilight Princess, he's 18. I think in Wind Waker, yeah, in Wind Waker he was younger. I think he was 12 or 13. But my point is, it's like people who've never played a game before and they see a character and they just guess how old they are without actually knowing. And they're like horribly wrong.
Frost is coming. Getting
Take it, bang.
Frost is coming. Getting you.
Yeah, but Fremine, like I said, like I'm gonna keep saying, he's adopted by the knave who's a harbinger who runs an orphanage for children, and only children that have reached an adult age take on a dangerous missions. He's 21, fucking stop. He doesn't even look like a child. Like I said, the youngest he looks at best is 19, and that's still legal age. At least where I'm from, the legal age is 18, so...
Hey! Frost is coming!
It's Papa! Get him!
I personally like people closer to my age, though. Like dating-wise, they have to be at least my age. I don't mess with people that are younger than me. Woo. And I turned 32 this year. I turned 32. I'm currently 31. So when I started my channel, I was 15.
Oh, getting you.
Oh no, that's diet. Oh my god. So like how she just stood there for a minute. And see, Lolly, she's been alive for 200 years. I don't know how old she is, but I want to say if you had to give her an age, I would want to say she's 30. Like she literally drinks wine for a living. But she's been alive for over 200 years. But if I had to give her an age on how old I think she looks like she's 30.
Show no mercy.
27 at best. There's people also trying to say she looks like a child, and it frustrates me.
Dead reckoning. Frost is coming.
There are literally people saying that, oh, see, Lily looks like a child. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, have people even seen children? Like, she does not look like a child. I guess it's because her splash art, because she's holding one of her little dolls. They say that it looks childish. Those little pillow things behind her. Her splash art is her holding one. And people say that it looks childish. Like, it looks like a little girl, I guess. I don't think so. You don't need to be a certain age to like dolls. Like, I'm 31 and I still like dolls. I mean, I guess it's because the way she's holding it. You know how little kids, they hold like bunnies and little bears and they hold them to their chest? And her splash art is her holding one of her little, like, her sentient puppets or pillows or whatever they are. And the Chichi Mime, I guess she made them and they're sentient. And her splash art is her holding one and people say, oh, that looks like a little kid, but whatever. Well, that'll shut them up. What do we do now, though? If we want to save the souls of the townspeople, we're going to have to head to the Dalmas Aria, or whatever that super rude, duper arrogant guy talked about. As you might recall, we weren't invited. Since when have we ever needed invitations to crash some bad guy's party? Alright, but from what he said, he seems to have known Osse for a long time. Said they worked for the Sabotus or whatever. We need to get a good talk before we go. Need to have, rather. Cassiodor? If you have anything you'd like to ask me this time, I shall tell you all I know. Tell us about Remuria. That's where you and that rude fellow are both from, right, Osse? Seems to be an ancient nation. Very well. The story begins before the court of Fontaine, as you know it was born. The Sabotus Remus founded a nation high above the high sea, or above the high sea, that is Fontaine, and the ancestors of the present-day Fontanians named him the Dark Lord Remus in their terror. Before it sank, this body of water was part of the Great Fontaine Lake, and the location where the capital of Remuria was sited. As such, these waters have the same properties as those of Fontaine. Wait, so we're actually in the ruins of Remuria now? Indeed, but where the tale differs from commonly told history is, the people of Remuria were not ordinary humans like the Fontanians. Rather, they were a new race. Their bodies were casts of stone with ichor for blood. The Sabotus gave us such bodies in the hope that we could escape our prisons of rotting flesh and fate. His great vision was that he should all grasp the power of the symphony and therefore escape the shackles of Fortuna. Fortuna means fate. Becoming the masters of our own destiny. So those stone statues we saw on the way here, those were your kin? Precisely so. I fear that they have long lost their free will, however, becoming mindless slaves, worse off by far than the humans of old, easily perishable though they are. Wait, in that case, why are you a cat? I am a cat for now. And one's will and soul are more important than one's body, are they not? Regardless, it was the Sabotus who gave me new life. We once possessed all of the high sea, countless cities and palaces, flowers, flowing wine, and yet fate found us all the same. After returning from the deepest depths of the sea, the Sabotus used ichor to create imperishable bodies for the people, and still the prophesied future did not change. Our God King believed that it was because human souls could not escape the gravity of fate, and so he wrote the symphony, a music that could weave destiny. He believed that through this, he had found a way to resist fate, but instead that path led us into utter darkness step by step. And in the end, the entire kingdom sank beneath the waves, as though it had been smote by divine judgment. No. I fear that even he did not foresee such an outcome, though all the same, that is what happened. If you have anything else you'd like to ask me, this is the time. Tell us about your impudent friend. Right, and he called you Cassiodor or something, right? But aren't you called Aura something, or any of this? Just as I have traversed many bodies, I have had many names. Of course, this is all thanks to the Sabotus who separated my soul from the Grand Symphony. A convenient ability indeed. You weren't really planning on puppeteering one of us at some point, were you? Meow, meow, meow. Whoa. Who would have thought that such a cute little cat would consider doing something so horrible? Hey, wait a sec. That means that you aren't even a cute kitty in the first place. He already told you that. Well, be that as it may, so it may be as it may be. I always say that. Saren, you are used to playing the courageous savior, are you not? I too play the role. I know well, albeit in an unfamiliar form. But back to Boethius. He was not always evil. He was once a noble harmonist of Romeria, and the sole survivor following the great catastrophe that befell. The original purpose of the Golden Castellan was to unify our surviving kin and prevent the catastrophe from the rising waters from ever occurring again. But evidently, Boethius had his own designs. While I and my companions raged across the land, struggling mightily to contain the power of the primordial waters, he used his eloquent tongue to sway those who remained. He initiated a foul ritual that aimed to restore the shattered symphony and revive the ruined realm. To this end, he did not hesitate to dissolve the will of our kin and plunder the souls of Fontanians everywhere. Many rulers and nobles became his pawns, and Polites newly born lay on the brink of destruction. To stop him, who had by now clearly become a monster, I could only forsake my name and become one who hunts phantoms, resisting him alongside the Fontanians. Bitter was the conflict before we were at last able to seal both him and the sea that had devoured our nation. And that is why he names you traitor. I follow the Sabotus precisely because he had shown me the golden dream, a land where prejudice and difference were no more, a land of justice and freedom. But that was what it had become after Romeria sank, no more than a dream. I would rather be called a traitor than Boethius trample on our ideals. I swore upon fate that I would serve as the barrier between past and present. Thus did I become the spirit keeper of our ancient land. Guess Mr. Impolite's a pretty stubborn guy, huh? Even after being beaten up and sealed, he's still looking to break out and cause trouble. I had thought that even if an evil lingered in him, his soul had long been broken and he would remain naught but I looked down for a minute. Discordant notes, a symphony plunged into strife. I never thought that he would weave his shattered self into the symphony, and thus gain mastery over it. The discord and dissonance that now emanated from these waters can be regarded as an extension of his power. If we are to defeat him, I fear we must await the moment when all his soul fragments have gathered around one body. If there's anything you'd like to ask, now is the time. Let's hear about the symphony in Phobos. Where shall I even begin? The symphony is human memory and persona. I had to say it like that. Woven into a melody through musical notation, creating a song in which human souls can dwell and have their wishes fulfilled. In that way, to master the symphony is to master fate. This is the secret that the great golden beast Sibilla, the prophet who survived the previous cycle, imparted. The Sabotus who created the symphony poured these melodies into the insular Ichor in hopes that all might control their fates through playing that music. Insolvable. He overestimated us, I fear, for his deeds terrified us. The people could not bear the burden of fate, and they begged their god and superiors for guidance. At the request of the people, the Sabotus wrote all melodies into the grandest of melodies. This new symphony would bring us all the greatest of happiness, and its name was Phobos. But it did not bring what was promised. Indeed, you saw how it all ended, didn't you? Had the Sabotus plan worked, the symphony would have woven a melody of utmost gentleness for us all, and an eternity that would last thousands of years and beyond. But something went wrong. Besides the Sabotus himself, only said superiors, the Harmists, could have changed Phobos' melody. Boethius once was an excellent harmless. If you have anything now, now's the time. Okay. So, about the dreamscape I saw. You tell of the strange dream you saw before. Ah yes, those were indeed the memories left by he whom I served, the Sabatus, the god King Remus, though I do not understand how you were able to see them, Sovereign. I saw them as him, like I saw it as if I was him, like I saw through his eyes. But I do not think you need to worry. If this chaotic symphony was enough to control you, it would have done so long ago on the surface. But that has not happened, yes? Speaking of which, why isn't Esta affected? Is he just, especially gifted? I do have some idea. But it might be best to wait for the right time to speak of that. Oh, here we go again with the cliffhangers. Just don't forget to tell us, right? Alright, rather. In any case, since you can see these things, Sovereign, that means that some fragment of Sabatus' will and memory remains in this underwater symphony. Long millennia have I searched, and if you could touch some more of these memories, perhaps I may find the answers I have sought all this time. The great waves could not hurt a god, even should their crests scrape the very skies, and yet the Sabatus disappeared without a trace when our nation fell into the depths. He would not have sat idly by as his nation and people drowned in blood, so where did he go? Or was his passing Remuria's true death knell? If you have anything you'd like to ask, now's the time. Nothing. Very well. If there is anything else you wish to know, do not hesitate to ask me. Guess we're heading to Domus Aria next, so we can meet that rude guy, right? It's gonna be dangerous for sure, but I will continue to guide you. It is, after all, my homeland. Though it may have sunk to the very bottom of the sea, I remember its path still, even after all these millennia. Or so I believed. Just don't let us down when it counts. Cat's out the bag. Just don't let us down. Should we encounter difficulties, you may count on me. Do not forget that I am far stronger than an ordinary cat. You know, every time Paimon remembers that you're actually an ancient person from thousands of years ago, it just feels wrong that we're calling you Osse. But your full name is way too long, so... Okay, let's just call you Monsieur Oz then. What do you think? Is it polite enough? A name to me is nothing more than a label. But as this represents your acknowledgement, Paimon, I will gladly accept it. Let's move out. It wouldn't be too bad to keep our rude friend waiting, but the townspeople can't wait that long. I have to do the symphony before I can do it. Prisoner and Chuckles, duck in. Okay, we can't leave yet. I gotta do the symphony. After you load a blank score, you can activate the performance device to begin the glorious on stage. Yeah, so as you perform, the stage will fire off node bubbles of different types. If you can collect a certain number of node bubbles during this time, the performance will proceed normally. Use the power of the symphony by pressing to unleash a pause sound wave and cause the node bubbles to stop moving. All the better for you to collect them. While you are performing, you might encounter all sorts of unexpected situations, like being struck by lightning. Find a way to conquer these challenges and complete the performance. As the ship in the mural sails along, it will encounter storms, like I just said, during which you must collect note bubbles to deploy a shield and weather the lightning. If the ship is sunk before it can deploy said shield, the performance will fail as well. During a storm, the stage will also be subjected to unpredictable thunder strikes. Find a way to avoid them and complete the performance. It makes it sound like it's like super hard. It isn't. I remember having fun with it. Let's see, because originally in my main account I had did this as... I did it as Hazo, so I want to continue that tradition. Time to go. Got it. I remember the first time I did this quest, I really liked that. Like, I liked the song. That's why I didn't talk during it. I didn't care if he got hit. That didn't really matter to me. Because my first time I had did it as him, and I wanted to do it again as him. I have to put in 10, and I don't know how many I have. Let's see if I can get you to max. Okay, so now let's go. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Better. What will I do with you? It's coming around. Bygone seas. Yeah, this is one of my favorite world quests, though. It actually takes you on a story. I like the world building, like how it starts explaining something that really happened. Like Ether, when he first get here, he thinks it's like a play, like, oh, they're just talking about a play, but it's like, no, we're talking about a real place that really exists. By order of Dominus Boethius exalted Harmus, and in accord with the most sacred beneficent symphony of our great Sabbatus, the Atenium and I are to be shut from today on. No one enters and no one leaves. For the Empire, for our God King, for human civilization. Got $15,000 for reading that. No joke. I got 15,000 gold for reading that. There's that soul. Follow it. Strange glowing fish. Palmer never thought we'd run into it here too. It's its soul. We gotta actually free it. Its real body is sealed. You'll see. 45! Hold on a minute though. Hold on just a moment. Before I continue this, let me leave for just a moment. You'll see why. So I don't have Kanichas or Milanis, so I have Kachinas, Aurorans, and Chaskas. There's something I need to do really quick before I go on. I don't have Chaskas listed though. I have to remember where it is. Every tribe in Natlan has a tribal space, and you have to forge 3 pieces of a bracelet. Like, you have to find 3 pieces to form it into a bracelet. There's 3 pieces you have to collect to form it. So, and if you do that, you get a free 5-star artifact set. See, I'm just missing a piece of Kanichas and a piece of Milanis. You have to find it around their area, and I don't know where it could be. It would take me 5,000 years to find it. Grab them. Grab all of them, quick. Get up there. Okay, so I can erase hers because I got it. So Auroron's is near the god statue over here. I don't have Chaska's listed on the map, but I have to remember where I think it could be located. So, hold on, let me bring up my map again once it loads, and I can show you where those tribal spaces are. So, Kachina's was right there where I had the marker at. It's like right when you enter her tribe, it's at the bottom. Auroron's is right down next to the god statue. Kenich's is right here. And Milani's is right here. And I think Chaska's, if I remember correctly, it was around here somewhere. So let's see where that is. Why was it just like a default one in there? That was weird. Okay, we have Auroron's. Let me see. I think Chaska's is, it's like around the side over here, I think. Let me see. One of my roommates was trying to come in for a minute. I hate when they come in my room because they don't close the freaking door right. You have to push really hard on my door and they don't close it right. They think they do, but it's like still open and it's fucking annoying. I have to get all the way up to do it myself. Let me see if I remember where her tribal space was. I don't remember. But if you just float around, you should be able to see like a white door. Are you freaking kidding me, Sea Lily? Did I pass it? I think it's down under. Because sometimes they're in pretty obvious places to find. Usually it's like underneath the tribe areas. Oops. Hold on. Let me actually look. That's gonna drive me insane. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah. I'm close to it. I'm very close to it. I'm like literally right there. There it is. Okay, so that's where hers is at. So let me go show you the other two, in case people want to see where it's actually at. Oh god. Ow. I've been sneezing a lot lately. I'm not sick or anything. I know I have allergies, but it's been happening a lot. So Kenich's is down here. This is Kenich's. Fortunately, I'm missing a piece. Can't get his yet either. And Milani's is over here. Let me take a bite out of this chip. There's Milani's. I'm missing the last piece to both of theirs. I have to find them.